Hi, I'm Jonathan Johnson, the chairperson for the Way Steering Committee. I previously was the moderator of First Baptist Church. To take you back to where this story begins, we went through the Church Unique program through American Baptist Churches of Pennsylvania and Delaware a number of years ago, and in that process we started to discern God's will for us in our community. And part of that was going back to our DNA and what we feel like God placed us in Greene County, Pennsylvania to do, and that was to serve Christ and love others. And in doing so, this ministry of the Way Community Center started in a smaller version, and we've built upon it ever since. We started to engage families in our community in things like Touch a Truck, our preschool program, and what we saw in doing so was that there was a tremendous amount of community that we started to see happen, not only for the people outside of our walls, but the people inside our church. We saw that being the hands and feet of Jesus was something that we know is biblical, but also we could see the fruits of it day in and day out in our desire to want to serve more. And then this grocery store, which sits adjacent to our church building, went up for sale. And at that point, we were blessed with some financial resources to be able to consider purchase. And the church was extremely supportive as we just started to discern God's will for this building and where He would have us to go. And that's where we sit today. It's August of 2022. We purchased the building pre-COVID. Obviously, things kind of came to a standstill during that, but we had already had some preliminary plans to show folks. And now, fast forward, we've raised just about $2 million towards this plan, which we hope to come to fruition within the next year. We've hired a general contractor, and things are really starting to move. We've already started some of the missions, which include a thrift store down the street called the Cherry Door, where we feel is a great access point to engage folks and know what the needs of our community are. And I think you're going to hear about a couple of other things that we already have going on. But this building itself, hopefully in the fall of 2023, will serve as a hub for community ministries. Part of our process has been to form our own 501c3. So the Way Community Center of Greene County is an educational nonprofit. That board will be comprised not only of First Baptist Church members, but also church leadership from across our community. We are very clear on that the vision or the completion of this or the fulfillment of this vision is going to require resources that are beyond First Baptist Church. We have a lot of great people that want to commit to this ministry, but we know that in order to be able to have the greatest impact, we have to reach outside the walls and connect with other churches. And fortunately, we've had a tremendous response, not only from other churches, but also our local government in support of this project. And we're also very blessed to have Waynesburg University, a Christian university that sits only 3 blocks from us. And they have a very strong emphasis on service as well. So we're going to be able to leverage those resources, their volunteer time, their community service, to also keep the programming within this building going day in and day out. So it's going to be really exciting to see our programming. We have some ideas. We have some mentorship ideas. We've got some after school ideas. We've got some silver linings, which is kind of this idea about how do we help grandparents who are raising their kids, or their grandkids. We've got a lot of great ideas, but we haven't quite discerned with clarity what it is that God will be doing in this building a year from now. But we just know that we have the right people. We know with God's guidance that He will provide whatever we need in order to accomplish His means. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Dawn Mankey, and I'm a member of First Baptist Church and also on the committee of the Way. And one of the things that we do is PR and marketing, and we've recently started pop-up events. Now, pop-ups can be very simple. You just need a tent, a couple of tables, and some energy. The first one we had was a pop-up ice cream social, which we served over 50 people with ice cream. People don't know when these pop-ups are happening, but they're just a surprise. The next pop-up we had was our aviation days at the airport, We popped up a away tent and we had a game with airplanes, and children loved that. We were able to share what the Way Community Center will bring to the community and ways they can get involved. And the last pop-up event was yesterday, and it was haircuts and hygiene. So we gave haircuts, and some of our moms in the area really don't know the basics of hygiene. So we did some coaching lessons on how to bathe your children, wash their hair, cut down on illness, lice, and it's just an opportunity also to just share Jesus's love with people who are unloved. And so we're not sure where the next pop-up will happen, but someone will have the idea and it will pop up.
The Way to Reading program was created as a program to have volunteers come into the schools and provide a little extra support for those struggling readers. We right now focus on the elementary school aged kids. We get volunteers from our church and in the local community who have a heart and passion for children. We then team them up with a reading specialist teacher to make sure that they know exactly the strategies and skills kids need. The biggest blessing for us is, instead of our kids just seeing us Sunday mornings, we're in the schools, we're creating relationships, we're forming bonds with these children that then can translate into the activities we're hosting at our church and in our community. It gives us a chance to work one-on-one, form relationships that we wouldn't have necessarily had to, all while just helping them with a little reading. The kids look forward to it because there's somebody special coming to see them. The adults look forward to it because who doesn't love a kid excited to see them when they walk in the building? We work together with our community and our school district to provide a little extra support because we know our teachers are working hard and there's a lot of stress on them. So if we can take a little of that burden off by giving these kids a little extra practice and a little extra step ahead in their reading, it not only gives the kid a stronger academic foundation, but it gives them a stronger feeling of being loved and supported by more adults. And we know that the more adults that love on a child, the better that relationship is going to be with that children with other adults going forward. So not only are we making sure that they feel supported and that they are academically being challenged and making sure that we're meeting their needs, then we also have the ability to encourage them to attend an event that might be happening at our church. And when they see us there, they get excited to see a face that they've become familiar with over the last few weeks in the school. The Way to Reading has been a great relationship between us and our school district, and it doesn't take a lot besides a little bit of volunteers, making sure they have their clearances, and a little training.
Over the last 25 years, our church has been blessed to have its own preschool within our walls. It is called the Christian Sandbox. This year, we are excited to announce that we have 44 families that will come into our church and get to see what all our church has to offer. These families get to walk through and see the different opportunities that we have, servicing opportunities like room at the table, and different outside events that we have throughout the year. Here at the preschool, it is a great opportunity for students and families to come in, learn about God, and also everything that they'll need to learn to start school.
On the first Sunday of the month, we have communion. And at that time, we take a fellowship offering, which is used to serve others. About 10 years ago, our moderator came to me and said, "We have too much money in our fellowship fund. We need to do more." So in 6 days, we planned a dinner. We named it Room at the Table, and it's not stopped since. The first week we had 6. Never had that number again. It's always been, before COVID, 40 to 60 people. And since COVID, it's down somewhere between 30 and 35. It's a group of wonderful people. Most of them walk to us. We put a sign outside that says, "If you're hungry, come on in." And we're never disappointed with the number that come. The food is provided by a lot of people. Whatever I find that someone has put in the freezer, I cook. I've learned to be very frugal and learn new recipes, but we're never disappointed. They eat everything that we put in front of them. Wonderful friends that have joined us now for 10 years. Most of them have not missed in 10 years. And it's a delightful experience. It is taken care of by volunteers that come into the kitchen. Never disappointing there either. There's always a crew that comes the third Friday of every month to prepare this dinner, to serve this dinner, and to join in fellowship with our friends.
Hello there, my name is Dawn Mankey, and I'm a member of First Baptist Church in Waynesburg. I am a Sunday school teacher, and I coordinate Touch a Truck. Touch a Truck is an event that our pastor brought here over 10 years ago. It is an event that allows children to touch trucks that they otherwise would be told not to touch. It started out as a small outreach, and the pastor gave me the permission to grow it, and we did. So we started out with 98 children, and our highest count was 980 children. So it's safe to say there were over 2,000 people who went through the event. And just some key things are you need trucks. Now this can be simple. You just call, we started with our local heroes, the fire company, the ambulance, the police department, sheriff department. Everybody came alongside to create this outreach event, and the children were allowed to go into the vehicle, honk the horn, and learn about what our heroes do. And that grew into other businesses actually sponsoring this event. So we were approached by a few businesses that wanted to sponsor t-shirts, so every child could get a t-shirt coming into Touch a Truck. So this grew into at least 30 vehicles for every Touch a Truck. This year it's our 10th anniversary. We're really excited. There are a few things that are going to happen. We will have a helicopter. We will have a toy drop, and those are our two newest vehicles this year. So another thing we started last year that we started out small and now we're getting bigger, and last year we started the journey. So the children will journey from Bethlehem through Nazareth, where Jesus was a kid, and they end up at the marketplace, where they will be given shekels at the end of their synagogue experience and be able to go into the marketplace and buy something with their shekels. Very important for this event, because we are on a main road, is traffic and safety. So we have people who volunteer to lead families across the street, and our local police department also helps with that, which is really nice. So we have signage like a half a mile on each end of this event. So the main goal of having this Touch a Truck event is it is an outreach for families of all kinds, and also families who may not be able to take a vacation. This is their vacation. It's all free. They pay for nothing. And children 12 and under receive a free t-shirt and shekels, and the entire family receive a lunch, a drink, and ice cream. So the entire family can have a lot of fun. So one thing that we realized Touch a Truck did was inspire careers. Children that have attended Touch a Truck 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we found out who are maybe generational welfare, have decided to pursue a career. And one career is lineman. We found out that there were some boys who came to Touch a Truck, and our West Bend Power, they offer free lineman school. And there were children who attended here, grew up, went through lineman school, and stopped the generational welfare. And that was something we did not expect. It just came with Touch a Truck.
My name is Mandy Ristanio. I am the Director of Youth, Young Adult, and Technology here at First Baptist. One way we are reaching the youth in our community is through a club at the local school districts called Youth Alive. This is a student-led club or activity that is during one of the free periods during their day. They can gather and worship together and do a little Bible study, as well as brainstorm ways to reach their school through outreach and spreading the gospel in whatever ways they choose. The school districts have been gracious enough to let the youth directors in the area into the school during those activities, so that's been a really great way for myself and some of my colleagues to get to know the kids and the teachers that are in our school districts.
My name is Alyssa. Hi, my name is Jamie, and we're both senior boners at Waynesburg University. This is our 4th year serving at Coffee House at First Baptist Church and our 2nd year as leaders.
Coffee House is an event that happens every Wednesday night during the school year, and it offers a place for community members as well as campus community to come and do homework, relax, just spend some time together while you can get free coffee.
Hello, my name's Donald Lemley, and I am the chairman for the outdoor ministries of the First Baptist Church in Waynesburg. And every year for the last 2 years, and we're going to continue on, we run a youth fishing tournament at the Waynesburg Sportsmen's Association. We have had a nice turnout the last 2 years with over 30 kids. Expecting it to grow because we always seem to have more sign up than what shows. And we get very good response from our public people around here as far as sponsorship. Any other questions about our services, you can contact the church and I'd be happy to talk to you.
First Baptist Church is involved in a multitude of community events. One of those events is our Christmas parade. Every year, the town of Waynesburg has a Christmas parade the first weekend in December. This is an opportunity for our church to really work together, build a float of our own idea, and walk through the parade together. We get to hand out flyers and candy to people along the route.